Predators with thunderous roars and swift, decisive strikes. Mighty warriors ensuring the delicate balance of Africa's vast grasslands. The true rulers of the untamed savannah, lions. The throne of the savannah is never easily won. Only the strongest male claims victory, securing territory, a pride of lionesses, and the right to pass on his lineage. For the defeated, exile awaits. Some roam the wilderness alone, while others lose everything. The African savannah blazes under the relentless sun. In the distance, a roar shatters the silence, rippling across the parched grasslands. It is more than just a sound. It is a challenge. A battle for dominance is about to unfold. In the world of lions, power is never given. It is seized, earned through razor-sharp claws and lethal bites. Young males, cast out from their birth prides, wander the unforgiving land, waiting for their chance. They form coalitions, setting their sights on powerful prides ruled by aging kings. When the moment comes, the savannah trembles. Roars thunder through the air as the battle erupts. Claws tear, fangs strike, and thick manes offer little protection against the ferocity of a challenger. In this brutal world, only the strongest survive. Only the victorious earn the right to shape the future. Beneath the vast blue sky, the first light of dawn bathes the golden grasslands. Herds of wildebeest, zebras, and buffalo graze peacefully, unaware that danger lurks in the shadows. This is no tranquil paradise. It is a kingdom ruled by predators. And at the top reigns the lion. More than just an apex predator, it is a timeless symbol of strength and authority. Its journey of survival is etched into the very essence of the wild, a tale of power, resilience, and the unyielding spirit of the savannah. The savannah is a land where vitality and harshness intertwine. A vast expanse of rolling grasslands, scattered shrubs, and winding rivers cutting through dry plains. However, not every part of this landscape is suitable for lions. These apex predators require open spaces for hunting and movement, along with sparse woodlands and low bushes for cover and ambush. Dense forests and arid deserts do not provide the conditions necessary for lions to thrive. Lions depend on a reliable water supply and abundant prey to sustain their prides. This is why regions such as Kruger National Park in South Africa and the Ngorongoro Crater in Tanzania have become strongholds for these majestic predators. In these ecosystems, food is plentiful, with vast herds of wildebeest, zebras, and buffalo roaming the plains. Rivers and wetlands serve as crucial water sources, helping lions endure the harsh dry seasons. Protected reserves like the Serengeti, Okavango Delta, and Kruger National Park now stand as some of the last bastions of the lion population. Yet, survival in the savannah is far from easy. Each day brings new challenges. Water sources dwindle, prey migrates with the seasons, and dangers lurk at every turn. Rival predators such as hyenas and leopards compete for resources, while even their prey, like powerful buffalo herds, can pose deadly threats. To rule this untamed land, lions rely on unique survival strategies. Unlike most big cats, which are solitary hunters, Lions form social groups known as prides, drawing their strength not only from their physical prowess, but also from the deep bonds shared among pride members. A typical lion pride consists of 10 to 15 individuals, though in ideal conditions it can grow to as many as 30. At the heart of the pride are the lionesses, mothers, sisters, and aunts, closely bonded through generations. They work together to hunt, raise cubs, and protect their family. The pride's adult males, often brothers or close relatives, defend their territory from intruders and rival coalitions, ensuring the pride's dominance over their domain. Life within a lion pride is about more than just hunting and defending territory. It is a delicate balance of power, cooperation, and deep social bonds. Gentle licks on golden fur and soft head rubs are not just grooming rituals. They reinforce unity, ease tension, and reaffirm each lion's place within the pride. Every interaction, from a reassuring nuzzle to playful sparring, strengthens their connection and fortifies the pride as a cohesive unit. The African savannah, with its endless grasslands stretching toward the horizon, serves as the grand stage for a timeless saga of resilience, strength, and unity. Amid this vast and often unforgiving landscape, lion prides stand as living symbols of dominance and survival. Each member plays a vital role, contributing to the pride's success in a story written by instinct, strategy, and cooperation. At the heart of the pride are the lionesses, the true backbone of their society. Silent yet formidable, they are masterful hunters whose strategies have been perfected over generations. Responsible for approximately 85% to 90% of the pride's successful hunts, their coordinated efforts ensure the survival of all. But their role extends beyond the hunt. They were also nurturing and fiercely protective mothers. Raising lion cubs is a collective effort, with all lionesses sharing the responsibility of care, forming a natural nursery system where each cub is safeguarded and nurtured by multiple caretakers. Seemingly small gestures, like grooming or affectionate head rubs, hold deeper significance. These acts not only reinforce social bonds, but also help maintain harmony within the pride, reducing stress and strengthening relationships. Scientific studies have shown that such interactions lower cortisol levels, promoting overall well-being among pride members. In the heart of the wild, where survival is a relentless challenge, it is not just strength or ferocity that defines a lion pride. It is their unwavering unity, cooperation, and the powerful bonds that make them rulers of the savannah. In the wild, where survival is a relentless test, these tender moments of connection are profoundly significant. When their territory is threatened, lionesses do not hesitate. They fight fiercely to protect their cubs, their pride, and the food sources that sustain them. Though they lack the imposing manes of their male counterparts, their courage is unmatched. Within them beats the heart of a warrior. Lionesses are more than just defenders. They are the stabilizing force of the pride. Their presence embodies the perfect balance between strength and gentleness, between battle and nurture. Their lives are an unending journey of endurance. They hunt to feed the pride, raise the next generation, and stand ready to defend their home. Each day is a battle for survival, yet they persist with unwavering resilience and devotion. Across the vast savannah, where the sun blazes and the winds carry dust, the lioness remains the soul of the bride, an eternal symbol of strength, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bonds that define the wild. Beneath the vast blue sky of the African savannah, where golden grasslands stretch endlessly and dry breezes rustle through acacia trees, faint, fragile cries rise from the bushes. They belong to lion cubs, tiny sparks of life, brimming with hope, embodying the future of the pride. From the moment they are born, their delicate lives depend entirely on the protection of their mothers and the lionesses of the pride. For the first 6 to 7 months, a mother's milk is their sole nourishment, fueling their small growing bodies. This is a critical stage of life, when cubs first open their eyes, feel the blazing savanna sun, and take their first unsteady steps on the dry earth. But time does not allow them to linger long in the shield of safety. As they grow stronger, they must quickly adapt to a world teeming with danger. Learning to stalk, move in sync with the lionesses, and master the rhythm of the hunt is essential for their survival. Their early days are filled with clumsy tumbles, playful chases of fleeting shadows, and sudden stealthy ambush attempts. These seemingly innocent games are nature's harsh lessons, preparing them for the challenges ahead. Beyond hunting, they must recognize threats. Their small eyes track the cautious steps of hyenas, sense the lurking danger of leopards hidden in the brush, and sharpen their instincts through mock battles. These playful yet vital fights, in which cubs spend 10% to 20% of their daily activity, not only refine their skills, but also help establish the social hierarchy within the pride. However, the journey from a vulnerable cub to a full-grown lion is fraught with hardships. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, as of 2023, the survival rate of lion cubs under 2 years old is only 20% to 30%. This unforgiving reality forges them into warriors, ready to follow in their parents' footsteps to defend the pride's territory. To survive in the savannah, they must grow stronger, more agile, and more resilient than any other predator. From timid roars and unsteady steps, they will evolve into skilled hunters and powerful leaders. In the harsh embrace of nature, only the strongest and wisest endure. Day by day, these young lions continue the proud legacy of dominance over the African savannah, ensuring that the cycle of life within the pride remains unbroken. On scorching days, as the pride rests beneath the shade of trees, the deep rumbling roar of a male lion echoes across the savannah, a commanding declaration of dominance. It is both a warning to intruders and a reassurance of safety for the pride. When danger looms, these powerful guardians stand ready to defend their territory. A male lion is more than just a protector, he is the gatekeeper of the pride's future. His strength extends beyond sheer muscle. His thick, majestic mane is a symbol of authority and dominance. More than just an emblem of regality, the mane serves as natural armor, shielding his neck and head from deadly attacks during violent clashes with rivals. A 2023 study by Shallow revealed that lions with thicker manes have a significantly higher chance of winning territorial battles. In these brutal encounters, where claws and fangs are the weapons of war, a well-developed mane can mean the difference between survival and defeat. But his role is not limited to territorial defense. Male lions provide stability within the pride, ensuring order among lionesses and cubs. A strong pride relies not only on successful hunts, but also on internal balance. The presence of a dominant male deters rival lions, preventing violent takeovers that could threaten the pride's future. As the first rays of sunlight touch the golden grasses of the African savanna, a deep roar shatters the morning stillness. It is the call of a male lion, a sound that can travel up to 8 kilometers, an unmistakable proclamation of ownership. In the wild, power is not measured by strength alone, but by presence. That thunderous roar is a stark reminder to every predator and a wandering challenger that this land is claimed. Under the vast sky of the African savanna, where scorching winds sweep across the parched grasslands, power is not inherited. It is seized through claws and fangs. Every patch of land, every scarce drop of water is a prize worth fighting for. In this unforgiving world, battles for dominance and territory among male lions are inevitable, ensuring that only the strongest endure. In the vast heart of Africa, where the blazing sun stretches endlessly over boundless grasslands, power is defined by territory. For a lion pride, the land they control is more than just a home. It is the ultimate symbol of strength and dominance. Every blade of grass, every patch of shade, and every drop of water belong to the strongest. A lion pride's territory can span anywhere from 8 to 150 square miles, depending on the availability of food and water. This invisible boundary is fiercely defended, where any intruder must face brutal consequences. Amid the sprawling savanna, fertile regions like the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania and the Okavango Delta in Botswana serve as relentless battlegrounds. These prized lands are coveted by every pride and every coalition. Alliances of male lions determined to seize control. To protect their domain, lions rely not only on brute strength, but also on strategic defense. One of their most formidable weapons is their roar, a sound that is more than just a vocalization of presence. It is a declaration of power. Reverberating across the plains for up to 5 miles, the deep, thunderous roar intimidates intruders, while reinforcing unity within the pride. Studies suggest that roaring can reduce the risk of direct confrontations by up to 30%, as rival lions often retreat before a fight even begins. But sound alone does not secure a kingdom. Lions mark their land with scent, a signature of dominance that warns trespassers. Deep claw marks on tree trunks serve as unmistakable signals of ownership, a silent yet powerful message to outsiders. This territory is claimed. These actions are not mere instincts. They are survival strategies, refined over thousands of generations to ensure the pride's security and access to vital resources. In a world where the line between paradise and peril is razor thin, defending territory is not just a duty, it is a matter of survival. Every roar, every scent mark, every scar etched into the earth is a declaration of absolute authority. Lions never rest. They are relentless warriors, the ultimate guardians of their kingdom. Blood has been shed for their reign, and in this unforgiving wilderness, only the strongest endure. When young male lions reach the age of 2 to 3 years, they are forced to leave the pride where they were born. This exile is not a choice, it is nature's law. In a world where survival depends on dominance, there is no room for growing males who could one day challenge the pride's authority. With their manes just beginning to grow, they are no longer welcome. The dominant male of the pride, often their own father, drives them out with roaring displays of aggression, intimidation, and at times, brutal force. This expulsion ensures that the pride's resources remain with the reigning lineage and prevents potential rivals from rising too soon. Cast into exile, these young males become nomads, wandering the vast savanna in search of their own place to rule. Their journey is unforgiving, The relentless African sun scorches their fur, and swirling dust erases their tracks as they traverse a land where food is scarce and water even more elusive. Hyenas stalk them from the shadows, waiting for any sign of weakness, while dominant male lions defend their hard-won territories with lethal force. One misstep could mean the end. In areas like Ngorongoro, Tanzania, up to 70% of young males sustain injuries during these battles for survival. Yet not all who are exiled walk alone. Many young males form coalitions, survival alliances of 2 to 4 lions, often made up of brothers or close relatives. These partnerships are not just a combination of strength, they are a strategic advantage. A coalition increases the chances of securing food, repelling threats, and eventually overthrowing dominant males to claim a pride. Statistics show that a lion in a coalition is 40% more likely to succeed than a solitary male. History has seen legendary coalitions rise to power. The infamous Mapogo Coalition, 6 formidable males, ruled the Sabi Sands from 2006 to 2012, wiping out multiple prides and reshaping territorial boundaries with ruthless efficiency. But even the most powerful rulers cannot escape nature's cycle. Younger, stronger coalitions are always waiting in the shadows, ready to challenge the throne. On the savannah, every day is a test of survival. Nomadic males must learn to hunt, evade, and fight with patience and precision. Nature offers no mercy to the weak. Only the strongest, smartest, and most resilient will rise to the pinnacle of power, carving their place into the unforgiving wild. A male lion's offensive strategy doesn't always begin with violence. Instead, it often starts with quiet observation. Before engaging, lions assess their rivals by studying scent marks left on the grass and listening to distant roars, which can echo as far as 8 kilometers. These powerful calls serve as both territorial claims and warnings, cautioning intruders of the strength that lies within the borders. But when these warnings are ignored, war becomes inevitable. When battle erupts, male lions clash with raw, explosive force. Razor-sharp claws tear through thick hides, and their powerful jaws aim for the throat, the opponent's most vulnerable point. According to 2023 data from the Panthera organization, up to 25% of adult male lions lose their lives in territorial battles. These fights are not mere skirmishes driven by instinct. They are brutal, calculated struggles for power and survival. In these deadly encounters, a lion's mane is more than just a symbol of dominance. It is a natural shield, absorbing the impact of attacks and protecting the neck from fatal bites. But in a world where numbers matter, coordination is key. Coalitions of male lions use strategic formations, launching attacks from multiple angles to overwhelm their enemies. Some members charge head-on, while others flank from the sides or behind, exploiting weaknesses with precision. This synchronized assault often proves too much for a lone defender. Powerful coalitions systematically isolate a pride's reigning male, either forcing him into exile or killing him outright. In the end, only the strongest survive. Yet even for victors, power is fleeting. No male lion's rule is permanent. As age weakens their once dominant grip, younger, stronger coalitions rise to challenge the throne, continuing the relentless cycle of power. These shifts in dominance are not just inevitable. They are essential for the pride's survival. Only the fittest males can defend against constant threats: hyenas, leopards, and rival lions, all waiting for an opportunity to strike. This is the unforgiving reality of the African savannah, where male lions must fight, conquer, and endure to reign supreme. In the unforgiving world of the African savannah, leadership within a lion pride is never granted. It must be earned through fierce battles. Only the strongest and most resilient individuals rise to the top, securing not just territory, but also the ultimate prize: the right to pass on their genes to the next generation. Dominance within a pride is about more than leading a group of lionesses. It is the key to survival and legacy. Only the ruling males are allowed to mate, ensuring that their strength is passed down. This exclusive breeding right fuels the brutal and often fatal clashes between rival males, as challengers fight relentlessly to seize control. To maintain genetic diversity and prevent inbreeding, young males are forced to leave the pride of their birth. This marks the beginning of a grueling journey, not only to claim new territory, but to fight for the opportunity to sire offspring. However, a lone male lion rarely has the strength to challenge an established pride leader. To increase their odds of success, males often form coalitions, usually consisting of brothers or close relatives. These alliances provide both physical strength and strategic advantage, with coalitions having over a 60% higher chance of overthrowing dominant males compared to solitary challengers. The battle for mating rights is ruthless. These life-or-death encounters often end with the death of one rival or the humiliating retreat of the defeated. Male lions charge at each other with immense power, unleashing razor-sharp claws and crushing bites aimed at the throat, the opponent's most vulnerable point. According to Panthera, up to 25% of adult male lions die in territorial and mating battles. Yet power is always dangerous to hold. Over time, aging males weaken, becoming prime targets for younger, stronger coalitions. No reign lasts forever. Every battle not only determines who will lead, but also shapes the future of the pride, as only the strongest males are able to leave their genetic mark on the next generation. In the world of lions, where power and survival are inseparable, every action is driven by the instinct to preserve their lineage. These bloody battles are not just personal struggles, but an essential part of the ecological balance of the African savannah. Here, only the strongest endure, ensuring that their legacy lives on, through every echoing roar and every drop of spilled blood. In the vast expanse of the African savannah, where endless grasslands stretch to the horizon, life operates under unforgiving rules. Resources are often scarce, and during the relentless dry season, dwindling water supplies and a lack of prey intensify the struggle for survival. As competition heightens, every member of the pride faces an escalating battle for sustenance. For lions, food is more than just nourishment. It's a defining factor of social structure and survival. Large prey like buffalo and zebra serve as prized rewards for successful hunts. Yet not all members of the pride enjoy equal access. The distribution of food reflects the hierarchy within the pride, reinforcing the dominance of certain individuals. Male lions, with their strength and authority, are given priority at the kill, ensuring they maintain the power necessary to protect their territory and pride. Only after they have had their fill do the lionesses, silent warriors responsible for bringing down the prey, take their turn. Finally, the cubs are allowed to scavenge what remains, scrambling for the last scraps of meat. Their early experiences of fighting over leftovers serve as crucial lessons in survival and competition. Male lions, known for their impressive size and strength, can consume up to 25% of their body weight in a single meal, equivalent to roughly 80 to 130 pounds of meat. Their dominance at the kill site is enforced through sheer force, using their powerful bodies to push away lionesses and cubs. This priority feeding system ensures that those responsible for defending the pride remain in peak physical condition. However, feasting is not always orderly. When food is scarce, tensions rise, and competition turns brutal. Even within the pride, male lions may bare their teeth and lash out to secure their share, sometimes threatening the very lionesses that made the hunt successful. If the scarcity persists, internal conflicts erupt, with males battling one another for priority access to dwindling resources. Clawed swipes and earth-shaking roars echo across the savannah as dominance is contested. Lionesses, while typically patient, will fiercely defend their cubs if they sense a threat to their survival. When the pride's unity is tested, a mother's instinct can override the structured order, leading to confrontations between lionesses and aggressive males. The delicate balance of power is maintained by a constant negotiation of strength and necessity. A leadership change within a lion pride in the African savannah is a dramatic and often violent upheaval, shaking the foundations of power and triggering a cascade of consequences. When a new male lion takes control, his victory extends beyond territory. He must assert his dominance through a brutal process that ensures the continuation of his own bloodline. One of the most ruthless actions he takes is infanticide, systematically eliminating all cubs under 2 years old sired by the defeated male. Studies show that approximately 25% of lion cubs under 1 year old are killed during these transitions. The primary purpose of this act is to erase the lineage of the previous leader and force the lionesses back into estrus. Research indicates that within just 2 to 3 weeks of losing their cubs, lionesses become receptive to mating again, rather than waiting 18 to 24 months to raise their offspring. This allows the new dominant male to pass on his genes rapidly, ensuring his genetic legacy within the pride. While this act may seem brutal to human observers, it is a survival strategy deeply ingrained by millions of years of evolution. However, the disruption does not end with the cubs. The social structure of the pride is thrown into turmoil, and lionesses face a grim choice: resist and face aggression, or submit and secure their survival. Resistance is rarely successful, as the victorious male shows no mercy. Beyond the immediate loss of cubs, the pride experiences long-term consequences. A leadership change weakens hunting efficiency, with success rates dropping by around 30% during the transition period. It can take 6 to 12 months for the pride to regain stability and hunting strength, leaving them vulnerable to external threats. Hyena clans, leopards, and even rival male lions looking to seize an opportunity may exploit this moment of weakness. Though harsh, these cycles of dominance and survival are fundamental to the lion's existence, shaping the balance of power in the wild. During the prolonged dry season, water becomes the most precious resource, and lions adapt by turning watering holes into strategic hunting grounds. Under the relentless African sun, hot winds sweep across the withered golden grasses, creating an eerie stillness. In this silence, lionesses crouch low, their sharp eyes locked onto prey cautiously approaching the shrinking pools of water. Hunting in these conditions is a game of patience and precision. On average, only 20% to 30% of hunts are successful, with many ending in exhausting chases or fruitless waits. Every hunt is a test of strength, endurance, and even luck. The savannah remains deathly silent until the moment the lions strike. For a lone lion, survival is an even greater challenge. Without the support of a pride, it must rely solely on its strength, instincts, and mastery of the terrain. Moving with quiet precision, it uses dry grass, dense bushes, and small mounds for cover. In the darkness, its amber eyes glow like twin embers, scanning the landscape for the slightest movement of potential prey. Lions are not built for long chases. Their bursts of speed, up to 50 miles per hour, last only seconds, making strategy their greatest weapon. They carefully select the most vulnerable target, a young wildebeest, a weakened zebra, or an unsuspecting gazelle. Within a pride, every hunt follows a calculated plan. One group advances silently, approaching from downwind to remain undetected. Another circles behind, cutting off all escape routes. Lions understand that distance is the key to success. They do not charge the moment prey is spotted. Instead, they use every patch of tall grass, every bush, and every natural crevice to close the gap to just 20 to 30 feet. But only when the moment is perfect, when there is no room for escape, do they launch their decisive strike. This level of coordination is not random instinct. It is the result of thousands of years of evolution and refined hunting strategies. Every step, every move, is a seamless blend of survival instinct and learned experience, an unbroken legacy of nature's most formidable predators. And so begins one of nature's most epic spectacles, the Great Migration. A relentless journey of survival where over 1 million wildebeest, zebras, and antelopes move in search of greener pastures, chased by hunger and shadowed by death. The Serengeti dries to dust behind them, forcing them northward toward the promise of fresh grass in the Masai Mara. But the journey is fraught with danger. Rivers swollen with crocodiles, plains stalked by lions, and an unforgiving climate that punishes the weak. Every step is a gamble, yet they must move forward, for to stay behind means certain death. The Serengeti becomes a battlefield, where life and death dance in a cruel rhythm. The cracked earth, the swirling dust, the desperate thundering of hooves. It is a passage through fire, a fight against extinction, and a testament to the unyielding spirit of survival. The The land itself is a formidable adversary, but even greater dangers lurk where the migration must pass. Rivers like the Mara are not just obstacles, they are gauntlets of death. These waters are anything but tranquil. They churn with unseen menace, concealing some of Africa's most fearsome predators. Beneath the muddy surface, 12-foot-long Nile crocodiles lie in wait, their patience honed by millennia. With a single explosive lunge, they clamp down on the unsuspecting, dragging their victims into a watery grave. Among the countless wildebeests and zebras attempting the crossing, thousands will never reach the other side. Yet survival does not guarantee safety. Beyond the riverbanks, the dry grasslands stretch endlessly, an open stage where predators rule. Lions, hyenas, and cheetahs haunt the savannah, masters of ambush and pursuit. Lions, concealed in the sparse shade of acacia trees, wait with unwavering focus for the weak and exhausted to stumble within striking distance. During the dry season, their hunt success rate surges to 30%, a deadly advantage in an already merciless landscape. Every hunt is a brutal test of skill, where the difference between life and death can be decided in a heartbeat. In this crucible of survival, weakness is a death sentence. The sun blazons, the grass withers, and parched rivers recede into cracked wastelands. Here, only those who are fast enough, resilient enough, and cunning enough can carve a path through the ever-present shadow of death. Speed in this arena is salvation. But it's not just about being fast. It's about the ability to explode into motion at a moment's notice. On the open plains where there is nowhere to hide, the hunted must rely on agility, reflexes, and strategy. Thompson's gazelles, small yet swift, are among the most gifted performers in this deadly theater. When danger strikes, they erupt like living arrows, reaching speeds of 50 to 55 miles per hour. But speed alone is not their weapon. They zigzag unpredictably, twisting and bounding in erratic patterns that leave even the fastest predators struggling to keep pace. And yet the cheetah remains the ultimate sprinter of the savannah. In mere seconds, it can explode from stillness to 70 miles per hour, closing the distance between hunter and prey with breathtaking efficiency. But such speed comes at a cost. Cheetahs sacrifice endurance for their bursts of acceleration. The relentless heat of the dry season works against them, forcing their hopes to end swiftly. If the gazelle can outlast a cheetah's brief sprint, it has a chance to escape, slipping back into the wild to run another day. On the African savannah, every moment is a battle, every decision a gamble. Here, life is measured in heartbeats, and only the strongest, swiftest, and most cunning will endure. For the cheetah, failure is more than just a lost meal. It's an energy debt it cannot afford. Limited by its endurance and the unforgiving heat of the savannah, a single failed hunt forces it to retreat, conserving what little energy remains for another, hopefully easier opportunity. Meanwhile, zebras, adorned in their striking black and white stripes, have perfected the art of survival in the African wilderness. Speed is their greatest weapon, but it's not their only defense. When faced with danger, they don't just run. They explode into breathtaking sprints, reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. Their momentum becomes a blade, slicing through a predator's chance of a successful hunt. On the savannah, lions and cheetahs lurk within the tall grasses, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But zebras are not defenseless. Their keen eyesight scans the horizon for movement, while their powerful legs, built for both speed and strength, are primed to react in an instant. An adult zebra's sprint forces even a cheetah, the fastest land animal on Earth, to push itself to its absolute limit. Yet outrunning danger is not just about speed, it's about strategy. Zebras have mastered the art of sudden, unpredictable turns, veering sharply in a way that disrupts a predator's chase. A 2023 study by the Savannah Wildlife Institute found that these abrupt maneuvers can reduce a lion's hunting success rate by up to 70%. In the endless game of survival, where the line between life and death is razor thin, these split-second decisions make all the difference. But speed alone is not enough. Endurance is the true weapon in this long-term battle. Unlike cheetahs, which rely on explosive bursts of speed, zebras possess remarkable stamina, capable of sustaining their pace over long distances. Predators, on the other hand, tire quickly. A chase that lasts too long becomes a test of endurance, one that often ends with the zebra pulling ahead while its exhausted pursuer fades into the dust. Life on the savannah is an unrelenting dance of survival, a contest of speed, strategy, and resilience. Every second counts, and only those who have mastered the art of movement can continue the never-ending rhythm of nature's most dramatic battlefields. When the sun reaches its zenith and the air becomes thick with heat, survival in the savannah shifts from speed to endurance. Every breath feels heavy, every step an effort. But for some, stamina is the ultimate weapon. Among the most resilient creatures of the African grasslands are wildebeest, also known as gnu. For hundreds of thousands of years, they have thrived in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth, evolving into the marathon runners of the wild. Their legendary stamina carries them across vast distances, fueling one of nature's greatest spectacles, the Great Migration. Each year, as the dry season grips the land, over 1 million wildebeest embark on a perilous 1,800-mile journey in search of water and fresh grazing land. This relentless migration leads them across scorching plains, treacherous rivers teeming with crocodiles, and open terrain where lions and other predators lurk. The merciless sun can push temperatures beyond 100 Fahrenheit, turning the savannah into a crucible where only the strongest endure. But wildebeest are not merely wanderers. They are survivors with a finely tuned strategy. Their true strength lies in their stamina and herd instinct. When threatened, they don't rely on short bursts of speed like cheetahs or sudden ambushes like lions. Instead, they run, and they keep running. While a cheetah can reach 70 miles per hour in an explosive sprint, it can only maintain that speed for a few hundred feet before exhaustion sets in. Wildebeest, on the other hand, can sustain a steady pace of 30 to 40 miles per hour for miles. The longer the chase, the more the advantage shifts in their favor. Endurance is their greatest defense, but unity is their shield. Moving in massive herds, wildebeest create a chaotic whirlwind of motion, making it difficult for predators to single out a target. This collective movement, combined with their relentless pace, turns what could be easy prey into a formidable force. In the endless battle between predator and prey, wildebeest are not just survivors, they are warriors of the savannah, proving that resilience, strategy, and sheer determination can triumph over even the deadliest threats. Their journey is not just about survival. It is a testament to nature's grand design, where endurance is the key to overcoming the odds. The dry season in the African savannah descends like an unrelenting inferno, stripping the land of its vitality. The earth cracks under the weight of the heat. Once lush grass withers into brittle golden husks, and each step stirs clouds of dust that hang in the heavy air. Water becomes a luxury, reduced to shallow, muddy pools that shrink under the merciless sun, their last drops vanishing into the sky. In this unforgiving landscape, survival is not about speed, it is about endurance. Among the masters of perseverance is the gravy zebra, the largest and most distinct of all zebra species. Its bold black and white stripes stand in stark contrast to the sun-scorched plains, a living emblem of resilience. Unlike other grazers that rely on swift escapes, gravy zebras endure the heat by outlasting it. When the grasslands become a furnace, they embark on arduous treks, traveling more than 20 miles a day in search of water. With an extraordinary memory, they retrace hidden pathways to long-forgotten waterholes, a skill honed by generations of survival. But memory alone isn't enough. Nature has equipped these zebras with a remarkable physiological advantage, a highly efficient circulatory system that acts like a built-in cooling mechanism. While their stripes may not directly regulate body temperature, an intricate network of blood vessels helps them dissipate heat quickly, allowing them to recover faster than many other animals. This advantage gives them the stamina to keep moving, even under the relentless glare of the sun. Yet the journey to water is fraught with danger. Predators, lions, hyenas, and opportunistic hunters lurk near the last remaining water sources, knowing that thirst will drive their prey into reach. But gravy zebras do not merely charge forward. They are strategic in their survival. They use the scarce shade of acacia trees to cool their bodies and conserve energy, timing their movements to avoid the most dangerous hours of the day. For these zebras, the battle against the dry season is not won through brute strength or speed. It is a test of endurance, intelligence, and adaptation. In a world where the weak fall to the heat and the unwary to predators, gravy zebras stand as living testaments to nature's relentless will to survive. The impala, one of the most iconic inhabitants of the African savannah, is a master of both endurance and agility, two crucial traits for survival in a land teeming with predators. These nimble antelopes have evolved remarkable adaptations that allow them to thrive even in the harshest conditions. According to the Savannah Wildlife Research Journal, 2023, impalas can lower their metabolic rate to conserve energy when food and water are scarce. During dry periods, they can survive for days without drinking, relying solely on the moisture found in their food. However, it is in the face of danger that the impala's survival strategy truly shines. Built for speed and agility, they possess powerful legs that enable them to leap astonishing distances, clearing up to 10 feet in height and covering 30 feet in a single bound. These explosive jumps not only help them put distance between themselves and their pursuers, but also disrupt a predator's attack strategy. By rapidly changing direction and varying the height and angle of their leaps, impalas create a chaotic, unpredictable movement pattern that makes them incredibly difficult to catch. In a world where survival hinges on the ability to outrun, outmaneuver, and outlast, the impala stands as one of the savannah's most agile and elusive creatures, a living testament to nature's brilliance in adapting to danger. Among the giants of the African savannah, the eland stands as a formidable survivor. As one of the largest antelope species, it combines sheer size with remarkable endurance and adaptability. Weighing up to 2,200 pounds and standing over 6 feet tall at the shoulder, the eland is far from easy prey. Yet it is not just their bulk that shields them from danger. It is their ability to outlast the harshest conditions. During the brutal dry season, when the savannah is scorched by relentless heat and water becomes a precious rarity, the eland's physiology grants it an incredible advantage. According to a 2023 study published in the Journal of African Wildlife, these antelopes can regulate their body temperature with exceptional efficiency, minimizing water loss even as temperatures soar. To conserve energy and moisture, they've reduced daytime activity, moving mostly in the early morning and late afternoon, a strategy that allows them to endure where others falter. But in the savannah, survival is often a battle, and sometimes even the mightiest must fight back. When cornered, an eland will not go down without resistance. Armed with powerful legs and sharp, hardened hooves, it can deliver bone-crushing kicks strong enough to deter even the fiercest predators. In a land where life teeters on the edge of survival, the eland's strength, endurance, and resilience make it one of nature's most awe-inspiring warriors. In Kenya's Masai Mara, the golden sun stretches across endless grasslands, casting long shadows over the swaying blades. The air is thick with an unspoken tension, tranquility masking the ever-present struggle for survival. Hidden within the tall grass, a lion lies in wait, its muscular frame poised like a coiled spring. Its tawny coat blends seamlessly with the dry earth, rendering it nearly invisible to unsuspecting prey. Every muscle is taut with anticipation, every movement calculated. Its piercing gaze is locked onto a zebra, grazing just beyond the brush, unaware that the balance of life and death is about to tip. The zebra, however, is no easy target. Its bold black and white stripes serve more than an aesthetic purpose. They create an optical illusion that confuses a predator's depth perception. Its ears flick at the slightest sound, sensing the rustle of disturbed grass. Then, in an instant, instinct takes over. The zebra knows danger is near. With explosive power, the lion launches itself forward, tearing across the savannah at nearly 50 miles per hour. But the zebra is already in motion. In a dazzling display of agility, it pivots sharply, dodging the ambush with split-second precision. As the lion lunges, the zebra unleashes its ultimate defense, a devastating backward kick. Though the strike misses its mark, the sheer force disrupts the lion's momentum, buying the zebra precious moments to escape. According to African zoological research, the zebra's bone and muscle structure is engineered for survival. Its powerful legs can withstand immense impact, allowing it to kick with enough force to break a predator's jaw or even kill a lion outright. This anatomical advantage enables zebras to fight back without injuring themselves, a crucial adaptation in a land where second chances are rare. Beyond their individual strength, zebras rely on unity. When a predator approaches, the herd forms a protective circle around its young, transforming into a living fortress. This strategic defense greatly reduces the success rate of ambush predators like lions, leopards, and cheetahs. In the unforgiving savannah, where every watering hole is a battlefield and every shadow holds a threat, survival is not just about speed. It's about resilience, intelligence, and the unbreakable will to fight. Every kick is a statement. Every escape is a testament to the zebra's indomitable spirit. For millions of years, these striking creatures have defied the savannah's most fearsome hunters, proving time and again that they are far more than just prey. The African savannah in the dry season is an unforgiving furnace, where the relentless heat bakes the earth until it cracks, splitting open like parched riverbeds. Trees, once lush, now stand as skeletal reminders of life, their barren branches clawing at the sky. With water scarce and prey dwindling, the land transforms into a battleground where only the strongest survive. For the lions and hyenas, hunger drives their every move. Their sharpened instincts tell them that desperation can turn even the mightiest prey into an opportunity. But not all prey comes easy. Among the towering grass and fading shadows, a formidable giant stands its ground, the giraffe. Despite its elegant, towering frame, the giraffe is far from defenseless. It does not rely solely on its height to spot approaching predators. Instead, it wields one of the savannah's most devastating weapons, its powerful legs. Each limb, stretching up to 6 feet long, is an evolutionary masterpiece of bone and muscle, capable of delivering a bone-shattering kick with the force of 2,000 pounds, enough to break a lion's jaw or even end its life in a single well-placed strike. Unlike panicked prey that scatter in fear, the giraffe remains composed. It watches, it waits, it calculates the perfect moment to retaliate. Like a seasoned warrior anticipating its enemy's weakness, it strikes with deadly precision. A single kick can send a predator tumbling, crushing ribs or hurling the attacker backward with staggering force. Millions of years of evolution have shaped the giraffe's defenses, refining its ability to withstand pressure without injury. According to studies in mammalian anatomy, its skeletal system is built to endure immense stress, allowing it to unleash its full power without self-harm, a rare advantage in the animal kingdom. Even when surrounded by a pride of lions, a giraffe has a fighting chance. Its ability to pivot and strike in rapid succession creates enough disruption to escape. And if retreat is the better option, it can gallop away at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, its long legs covering vast distances while its pursuers tire in the relentless heat. But when flight is no longer an option, the giraffe makes its stand. If a lioness dares to launch an ambush, the counterattack is swift and brutal. A thunderous kick lands with the force of a sledgehammer, sending the attacker reeling. Stomps follow, the ground trembling beneath the sheer might of the blows. Faced with an adversary that refuses to be an easy meal, the pride is forced to retreat, abandoning their once promising hunt. In a land where survival is dictated by strength and strategy, the giraffe proves that power isn't always found in fangs or claws. Even in the face of the harshest elements, even when the sun scorches the earth and the hunters grow bold, the giraffe stands defiant. It is not just prey, it is a force to be reckoned with. The African savannah is a relentless battleground where survival is earned through speed, strength, and strategy. Herbivores are not just prey, they are warriors in their own right, armed with razor-sharp tusks, imposing horns, and an instinctual will to fight back. With food and water scarce beneath the unforgiving sun, these creatures don't always run. Sometimes they turn and face their hunters, forcing predators to reconsider their role in the chase. The African oryx is a living testament to survival. Armed with nature's perfect defense, its long, lethal horns. More than mere adornments, these sharp, elongated weapons are a battle-forged shield, honed for both deterrence and deadly precision. In the unforgiving savannah, where the sun scorches the earth and predators lurk in every shadow, the oryx refuses to be easy prey. Facing formidable hunters like lions and hyenas, this striking antelope doesn't just rely on speed or evasion. It stands its ground, wielding its horns, up to 40 inches of piercing power with remarkable skill. These twin blades can slice through thick hide and muscle, making even the fiercest predators think twice before attacking. Under the blistering midday sun, the air shimmers with heat as two lionesses prowl forward, their bodies low to the ground, muscles coiled with tension. Their eyes lock onto their target, an oryx, its horns glinting like twin sabers. With silent precision, they creep through the sparse brush, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Then, in a sudden explosion of power, they charge, accelerating to nearly 50 miles per hour in a blur of muscle and dust. But the oryx is no easy kill. In the heartbeat before impact, instinct takes over. With a lightning-fast turn, it lowers its head and drives its razor-sharp horns forward. A single well-placed thrust can puncture a predator's body, leaving it wounded or worse. Even against a pack, the oryx fights with strategic precision, its horns slashing in both horizontal and vertical arcs, making every lunge a potential death blow. In a world where survival is a brutal contest of speed, strength, and strategy, the oryx has perfected the art of defense. Its lethal counterattacks have earned it one of the highest survival rates among prey animals, proving that in the wild, the right weapons and the will to use them can mean the difference between life and death. The African savanna is never truly at peace. With every breath and every attack, the relentless battle between life and death unfolds, an unending cycle dictated by survival. Once the undeniable kingdom of lions, where their thunderous roars echoed across the vast grasslands to assert dominance, the savanna is now a battlefield shaped by environmental changes and human encroachment. Nature's delicate balance is no longer intact. Climate change, shrinking habitats, and the growing presence of humans have made survival more fragile than ever for these apex predators. Under the scorching sun, water sources gradually dry up, and once thriving rivers dwindle into barren streams. The great herds of antelopes, zebras, and buffalo, primary food sources for lions, migrate farther in search of water and fresh grazing grounds. This forced migration compels lions to expand their hunting territories, leading to fierce battles not only with rival prides, but also with other predators. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, lion populations have declined by nearly 43% over the past 2 decades. This sharp decline reflects the growing impact of climate change and increased conflicts with humans. Unpredictable rainy seasons and prolonged droughts have disrupted the savanna ecosystem, even in regions once considered strongholds for lions, such as Serengeti National Park and the Okavango Delta. As food becomes scarcer, territorial disputes among lion prides intensify. Coalitions that once faced only rival prides now compete with other predators like hyenas, leopards, and even Nile crocodiles. What were once roars of dominance now echo as cries of survival. Adding to the struggle, wildfires, fueled by rising temperatures and arid conditions, sweep rapidly across the savanna, destroying vital hunting grounds. These fires not only scorch the grasslands, but also kill or force prey animals to migrate even farther. This loss of food sources compels lion prides to venture closer to human settlements in desperate attempts to survive. Lions are not only facing the harshness of nature, but are also under immense pressure from human expansion. Farmlands, new residential developments, and resource extraction activities continue to encroach upon their territories. The rise in human-wildlife conflict forces lions to prey on livestock, leading to retaliation killings, which have become one of the leading causes of their decline. According to the Wildlife Conservation Society, poaching has also become a growing threat, with lions targeted for their bones and body parts for the black market. The survival of lions hangs in the balance. Once the rulers of the savanna, they are now struggling against forces beyond their control. As their numbers dwindle, the future of these majestic predators depends on urgent conservation efforts and a renewed commitment to preserving the wilderness they call home. Between 2020 and 2023, lion poaching surged by nearly 30%, particularly in regions with weak conservation enforcement. The African savanna, vast and breathtaking, is losing its apex predators at an alarming rate. Each fading roar and disappearing paw print tells a story of resilience, struggle, and the relentless battle for survival. Though the lion remains king of the wild, its reign is under threat, and only urgent action can ensure its continued presence on the throne. To combat this crisis, international conservation organizations have implemented various strategies to protect lions. Panthera, a leading big cat conservation group, has partnered with African governments to establish protected reserves and ecological corridors. Areas like Serengeti National Park and the Okavango Delta are now strictly managed to curb illegal hunting and habitat destruction. Additionally, community education initiatives are being strengthened to reduce human-wildlife conflict and promote coexistence. Technology also plays a crucial role in lion conservation. GPS tracking devices and surveillance cameras allow researchers and rangers to monitor lion prides in real time, preventing poaching and other threats. Thanks to these efforts, some lion populations have shown signs of recovery, but the fight is far from over. The responsibility to protect these majestic animals doesn't rest solely with conservation organizations. It requires a global effort. Every small action can make a significant impact. Supporting conservation funds, raising awareness about wildlife protection, rejecting products made from poached animals, and engaging in responsible ecotourism are all steps towards safeguarding Africa's lions. By working together, we can ensure that the roar of the lion continues to echo across the savannah for generations to come. If you've ever experienced the African wilderness firsthand, share your stories and insights in the comments. Your voice can inspire others to take action. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to follow more wildlife conservation stories and adventures. Armed with curved, razor-sharp horns stretching up to 30 inches, the wildebeest is far from defenseless. Weighing up to 600 pounds, these animals don't flee blindly in the face of danger. Instead, they make split-second decisions, knowing when to run and when to turn, brace, and strike with precision. Each headbutt is more than a defensive maneuver. It's a counterattack, capable of breaking bones and tearing through muscle, forcing even the most fearsome predators to reconsider their assault. When lions or hyenas close in, the wildebeest doesn't cower. Instead, it wields its horns with deadly efficiency, aiming for the soft, vulnerable points of its enemies. A single powerful thrust can mean the difference between life and death, causing enough damage to make attackers retreat in pain. Their resilience has allowed them to survive countless ambushes, turning what many consider mere prey into a formidable opponent. One of the most hunted animals in East Africa, the wildebeest's survival isn't just about strength, it's about instinct, refined over thousands of years. This was evident in the brutal battle at Ngorongoro, where a lone wildebeest found itself cornered by two relentless lions. Outmatched and seemingly doomed, it fought back with unwavering endurance. Even when pinned beneath the weight of its attackers, it resisted, striking when the opportunity arose. Then, with a surge of strength, the wildebeest drove its horns deep into the predator's body. A final, desperate thrust turned the tide. Another failed hunt for the so-called king of the savannah. In this unforgiving world where survival hinges on split-second decisions, the wildebeest proved time and again that a well-aimed strike can change fate itself. The African savanna smolders under the relentless blaze of the sun. As the dry season drags on, the earth hardens like iron, and every drop of water becomes a prize worth fighting for. In this unforgiving land, where shadows conceal prowling predators, only the bold survive. Among the most formidable warriors of the savannah is the Cape buffalo, a living fortress of muscle and fury. Weighing nearly a ton, these massive beasts are more than just prey. They are relentless fighters. A charge from a Cape buffalo is not a panicked escape, but a calculated strike. Their curved horns, stretching up to 40 inches and reinforced by a thick, armor-like boss on their forehead, are weapons of war, capable of shattering bone and turning the tide of an attack. Predators that dare to challenge them face not just brute strength, but a deadly strategy. The buffalo's charge can generate impact forces up to 3 times greater than a lion's bite. A devastating blow aimed at the most vulnerable points, soft underbellies and exposed ribs. Even the king of beasts knows that one wrong move against a buffalo can end in disaster. But it isn't just raw power that makes Cape buffalo so dangerous. It's their intelligence and memory. They don't merely defend themselves, they remember their enemies. Stories of buffalo seeking revenge on lions that once attacked them aren't just myths. Behavioral studies have documented cases where they've returned to past battlegrounds, as if settling an old score. Some predators learn the hard way, that a failed hunt today may bring a furious reckoning tomorrow. Cape buffalo are not just prey. They are the enforcers of the savannah's balance. Their relentless defense forces predators to think twice before attacking, indirectly protecting other species. Through strength, strategy, and an unbreakable will, they ensure that even in the wild's brutal hierarchy, some creatures are never easy targets. With the arrival of the rains, the savannah becomes a thriving, untamed wilderness. Towering grasses, stretching up to 6 feet high, weave into a dense labyrinth, both sanctuary and peril for the herbivores that navigate its depths. But this abundance also ushers in an unrelenting game of survival, where every creature must master the delicate balance of concealment. Here, life and death are divided by the briefest of moments, and those who cannot vanish into the landscape risk falling to the sharp teeth lurking in the shadows. Predators prowl, their eyes trained on the shifting sea of grass. But among the hunted, the impala is a master of disguise. With their sleek, golden brown coats, they wear the colors of the land itself, vanishing into the foliage as if draped in a cloak of invisibility. Evolution has crafted them into phantoms of the savannah, their very existence hinging on their ability to disappear. Even the keen-eyed lions and leopards must strain to spot them, their forms blending seamlessly into the green wilderness. Among the grasses, the youngest lives cling to existence in the simplest yet most profound way, by becoming stillness itself. During the rainy season, thousands of baby impalas are born, fragile and vulnerable. Lacking the speed and strength of their elders, they survive by embracing absolute silence. Their mothers conceal them in the tall grasses, where their pale coats meld perfectly with their surroundings. When danger prowls near, they do not run, nor do they cry out. Instead, they remain motionless, holding their breath as if time itself has frozen. In a world where the slightest sound can spell doom, survival belongs not only to the swift or the strong, but to those who can fade into nothingness. Like the impala, the Thompson's gazelle survives in a world of constant danger through a mastery of evasion and camouflage. Its golden brown coat blends seamlessly with the tall grasses, allowing it to vanish into the vast savannah. When motionless, it becomes nearly indistinguishable from its surroundings, a ghost hidden in plain sight. This natural disguise, combined with the gazelle's instinct for stillness, significantly reduces a predator's ability to detect it. Evolution has crafted its coloration into the perfect armor, a testament to the power of adaptation in a land where survival is a never-ending challenge. But when concealment is not enough, the Thomson's gazelle turns to its greatest weapon, speed. In an instant, it erupts from the grasslands like a released arrow, reaching speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. What truly sets it apart, however, is its ability to execute rapid, unpredictable zigzagging movements, confounding even the fastest of hunters. Cheetahs, the fastest land predators, possess unmatched acceleration, but they struggle to keep up with the gazelle's erratic turns. Their own momentum betrays them, making it difficult to match the gazelle's sharp directional shifts. What begins as a high-speed chase quickly turns into an exhausting battle of endurance. Studies on African predators reveal that these sudden evasive maneuvers drastically reduce a cheetah's success rate, lowering it to around 40%. In the relentless struggle between hunter and prey, the Thomson's gazelle proves that survival is not just about speed. It's about outthinking the pursuit and turning every chase into a contest of wit and agility. The African savanna during the rainy season is a breathtaking sight. But beneath its lush beauty lies an unforgiving world teeming with hidden dangers. Predators like lions and hyenas lurk in the tall grasses, turning survival into a battle of instinct, strategy, and adaptation. This is where zebras display their remarkable defenses, relying on both camouflage and coordinated evasion. At first glance, their bold black and white stripes may seem like a mere aesthetic marvel of nature. However, these patterns serve as a sophisticated survival strategy. Under the harsh savanna sunlight, the stripes create a dazzling visual effect that confuses predators. This optical illusion makes it difficult for hunters to single out individual zebras, especially when they move in tightly packed herds. A 2023 study published in Nature Communications confirmed that this dazzle effect disrupts a predator's focus, blurring their perception and making their targets appear elusive. In places like Kruger National Park, such tactics play out in dramatic encounters. But the stripes of a zebra serve more than just camouflage. They also play a crucial role in thermoregulation. In the blistering heat, where temperatures can soar past 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the dry season, their black stripes absorb heat while the white ones reflect sunlight. This contrast generates microconvection currents that help cool their bodies, an essential adaptation for endurance in the unforgiving savanna. Perhaps even more fascinating is the stripe's role in warding off blood-sucking insects. Studies published in 2023 revealed that the light reflections from the zebra's coat disorient biting flies, such as tsetse flies and horseflies, making it difficult for them to land. By reducing insect attacks, zebras not only avoid irritation, but also decrease their risk of contracting deadly diseases spread by these pests. Each zebra stripe pattern is unique, much like human fingerprints, allowing individuals to recognize one another. In a world where herd unity is key to survival, these distinct patterns help strengthen social bonds and improve collective defense. For herbivores like zebras, wildebeests, and gazelles, survival isn't just about speed or strength. It's about an intricate web of evolutionary adaptations, an intelligent, sophisticated system of defenses perfectly suited to their migratory, herd-based way of life. Life on the savanna bursts into action after the rains, bringing both renewal and heightened danger. But once barren land flourishes, but the tall, dense grasses conceal deadly threats. Lions and leopards move like unseen phantoms, their stealthy forms blending into the golden landscape. Here, carelessness is a luxury no creature can afford. Every step, every sound, every flick of an ear can mean the difference between life and death. In this unforgiving kingdom, survival depends on finely tuned cooperation. Herbivores have evolved an intricate warning system, a symphony of signals that ripples through the herds like a well-practiced orchestra. Wildebeests and zebras, often migrating together, form a formidable alliance, using sheer numbers and synchronized movements as their best defense. When a wildebeest senses danger, a deep, rumbling alarm call rolls across the humid plains, sending an immediate warning through the herd. Zebras, with their exceptional eyesight, respond in an instant. Tails lift, ears twitch, and sharp eyes lock onto the threat. The entire herd braces for a coordinated escape, each individual poised for action. This highly effective strategy significantly hampers the success rate of predators. A 2024 study by the African Predator Defense Review found that such vigilance and cooperation reduced the hunting success of lions and cheetahs by nearly 40%. Yet not all early warnings come from large animals. Guinea fowl, though small, are among the savannah's most watchful sentinels. At the first sign of danger, their piercing calls erupt, shattering the silence and sending ripples of alarm through the ecosystem. The rapid flapping of their wings creates both a visual and auditory disturbance, alerting creatures far and wide. Nearby, impalas, sleek and agile, react in an instant. With their keen senses, they detect even the faintest shifts in the environment. At the first sign of trouble, they launch into the air in powerful, high-speed bounds, zigzagging unpredictably like streaks of lightning. Their chaotic movements make it nearly impossible for predators to single out a target, turning a chase into confusion and survival into an art of agility and precision. Wild buffalo, the giants of the plains, rely not only on their immense strength, but also on unity and strategic defense. A herd moving through the lush grasslands is a breathtaking sight, a living fortress in motion. Weighing up to 2,000 pounds each, these formidable creatures are not isolated behemoths, but a tightly coordinated force, shielding their most vulnerable members with unwavering precision. At the first sign of danger, whether a rustling in the tall grass or the faintest scent of a hidden predator, the herd closes ranks. Adult buffalo, their massive curved horns as lethal as sharpened blades, form an impenetrable barrier around the calves. This instinctive defensive strategy, honed over thousands of years, is a testament to nature's relentless drive for survival. When predators dare to strike, the herd is ready to shift from defense to offense. Massive bulls, built for power and speed, charge with astonishing force. Their razor-sharp horns capable of piercing a lion's flesh. A single well-aimed thrust can shatter a predator's ribs, sending even the fiercest hunters retreating in defeat. Within this tightly knit society, every buffalo has a role. The oldest, most experienced individuals act as sentinels, their watchful eyes scanning the horizon for the slightest hint of danger. Low grunts and subtle body movements send silent warnings through the herd, creating a living alarm system that not only protects them, but also benefits other species that rely on their presence. In the unforgiving world of the African savannah, survival is not merely a test of strength, it is a relentless battle to safeguard the next generation. It is a story of unity, intelligence, and resilience. A testament to the power of cooperation in a land where every moment is a fight for the future.